I don't know if there is going to be a Dude Perfect broadcast in 2024 or not. I don't know if Amazon's just shelving the idea and if they're even going to consider doing it again. But if they do it again, it's going to look a heck of a lot different and be really, really weird. Welcome everybody to JG9 News, where we talk all things NFL all the time. I'm Jared Garrett, representing the 904 from the 602, and today we are talking about the NFL schedule as we have done all throughout the day on this channel, every hour on the hour today. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a moment of the action when we do post a video, because we've got a ton of content still to come as we head to the end of the day. With that being said, we're going to talk about Thursday Night Football and the schedule that Amazon Prime has this year. In particular, one team that doesn't seem to show up a lot on the schedule, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. And what's interesting about the fact that the Cowboys are not on the schedule a whole lot is that Dude Perfect always does a Cowboys game when they do their alternate broadcast. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, Dude Perfect does an alternate broadcast every now and then on Thursday Night Football, where they basically play a bunch of games and they watch the Cowboys game together, or an NFL game. Usually it's a Cowboys game, while they are just having fun. And it's a really, really bad broadcast. I don't get the appeal of it whatsoever. Even though I'm not the target demographic, I don't know who this would possibly appeal to. I did many videos reviewing the broadcast, so you can go check them out if you want. I'll leave a link in the upper right corner and a link in the description down below. However, what's interesting about Dude Perfect is that when I do Cowboys games, they are all Cowboys fans. And it seems like that's where they make their money. That's why they do those broadcasts. In 2016, someone asked them, who is your favorite team? And they said emphatically Dallas Cowboys. And in 2023, when the Cowboys played the Seahawks and they did the alternate broadcast, they put out a tweet saying, do alternate broadcasters have to be unbiased? Asking for a friend, they show the Cowboys emoji and they show Ty in Cowboy attire, and the other Dude Perfect guys in Cowboy attire as well. So they're all clearly Cowboys fans. We all know that. It's not a well-kept secret at all. It's not even a secret. They make it very well known that they are Cowboys fans, having gone to Texas A&M and being from there. And just in case you needed any more confirmation that Dude Perfect is made by a bunch of Cowboys fans, you see this tweet from Super Bowl 58, where it says, Swifties hopped on the Chiefs train halfway into the season and already have more success than us Cowboys fans do in the last 29 years. Again, it's very well known that Dude Perfect is Cowboys fans. There's nothing wrong with that, obviously. It's about as well kept of a secret as the fact that I'm a Jaguars fan. What's interesting about the schedule is that if you look at the Amazon Prime schedule, the Cowboys have just one Thursday night game this year. That's it. One Thursday night game on Prime, and that is Week 4 against the New York Giants. I hate the fact that both Cowboys-Giants games are being nationally televised this year. I don't get why that's the case, because the Cowboys beat the Giants 40-0 in their first game last year. They outscored the Giants 42-7 through the first three quarters of the second game. I don't know why the NFL and the TV partners looked at that and was like, you know what? That deserves to be shown multiple times on national TV this year. But regardless, Cowboys-Giants is a Thursday night game. So you might be saying to yourself, all right, well, why can't Dude Perfect do that Cowboys game? And keep in mind, Dude Perfect in 2022 did Cowboys-Titans. 2023, they did Cowboys-Seahawks. And they went all in on doing the Cowboys game to the point where that was the final game of the season that they did. The final alternate broadcast was Cowboys-Titans, and the final alternate broadcast in 2023 was Cowboys-Seahawks. So just going off of that, you would think that they would do the Cowboys game as they've done before, and that would be the final broadcast they do of the year. They already went from 4 broadcasts in 2022 down to 2 in 2023, and that was over a 6-day stretch. They did the Black Friday game, and then they did Cowboys-Seahawks. So already they cut back on how many broadcasts they did, and they cut back on the time frame that they had to work in the studio and do those games. But they're not going to do Cowboys game this year. They physically cannot do. It is impossible for them to do a Cowboys game this year. You want to know why? Because they're on tour. Dude Perfect is on a European tour from September 13th in Northern Ireland to September 26th in Germany. Now, I've never been to a Dude Perfect tour. I've seen clips of the Dude Perfect tour. It seems more like a game show kind of vibe, not really a lot of trick shots. Seems like a game show kind of vibe because they do a lot of stuff besides just trick shots. They really are a variety show for kids at this point. Kids seem to like it. I'm not going to hate on the tour whatsoever, and they've been doing it for quite a few years at this point. So obviously they got something going for them, and they're embarking on a European tour, taking them to Northern Ireland, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Belgium, and then they close in Germany. But the Cowboys-Giants game is September 26th. And guess what's happening on September 26th? They're going to be in Germany. September 26th at night. So let's say about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock on the East Coast in the United States. They're going to be performing for kids at the Velodrome in Berlin, Germany. So they cannot possibly do the Giants-Cowboys game because they will not be in the studio for that game. And all the shows are in the studio because you have to build these sets and set up all these games, and they have the space to do that. You're not going to find that space in Germany. And even if you do you want to do that after performing a show just a few hours before? I'm not sure you want to do that. So regardless, the Dude Perfect crew cannot do a Cowboys game this year. The earliest they'd even be able to get back to their studio and do anything is September 27th. So going off of history, the Cowboys game was the final game in 2022 and 2023 that Dude Perfect did. Obviously, it's not a huge ratings draw. It's not a moneymaker for Amazon. The fact that Cowboys don't play any Thursday night games in October, November, December when they're in the United States, and the only time they play is in Germany, does that mean that Dude Perfect's not coming back in 2024? I'm not saying they can't do an alternate broadcast. Maybe it's complete coincidence that the Cowboys game was the final game they did. They could do Black Friday with Raiders Chiefs like they did last year with Jets Dolphins, but it's clearly not looking good for Dude Perfect when it comes to their future in 2024. And Amazon clearly didn't care about Dude Perfect when designing the schedule. They clearly didn't go to the NFL and say, look, we like having the Dude Perfect broadcast when the Cowboys are on. We need to have a Cowboys Thursday night game in October or November or December so we can do that Dude Perfect Cowboys broadcast. They didn't do that. If they did that, then obviously the schedule would not look the way that it does. So the Dude Perfect broadcast, if it does come back in 2024, and again, I don't know if it's coming back or not, but going off history, the final game was Cowboys in 2022 and the final game was Cowboys in 2023. They like to end it on a Cowboys game. They don't get a Cowboys game this year unless they cancel that show of their European tour. It's not happening. It's not happening, and if it does, it's going to look a heck of a lot different because they will not be able to do a broadcast where they can just be unbiased, or I should say completely biased Cowboy fans. By unbiased, it's like David Schmertz. I mean, by unbiased, I mean completely biased. You get the idea there. But yeah, Dude Perfect, no Cowboys games in 2024. So if they do come back, it's going to be as an unbiased broadcast because obviously they like the Cowboys and they won't be able to do any Cowboys games. But what are your thoughts on Dude Perfect on the broadcast? Do you like the broadcast? Do you not like the broadcast? Do you think they will come back in 2024? And what are your thoughts on the Thursday night schedule? The fact that the Cowboys only get one Thursday night game this year. How do you think the Cowboys will do this year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And that is going to do it for this episode of JG9 News. Be sure you like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. And be sure to check out my main channel, JaguarGamer9, where we talk all things NFL history all the time. Until next time, this is JaguarGamer9 signing off. And as always, go Jags.